Hi, I am Carol Montgomery with the Gibsonburg branch of the Burchard Public Library, and tonight I am going to teach you how to make chocolate delight, which is a family favorite for desserts in our family. The Montgomerys have been making this dessert for years. Travis's mother, Rebecca, made it for the boys as they got older, and it's something we've continued in our family. It's something Travis asks for every birthday, and if he's lucky, he gets it for Father's Day too. I have a couple pictures of our girls, or a couple of them. As I said, desserts have always been something we've done big on birthdays. Here's a picture of Abigail with a cake when she was little. Here's another one of Brianna with a zebra cake. And as the girls have gotten older, they have asked for chocolate delight too, which has been a little easier because there's only 6 ingredients. Here's one of Travis and his dad, Mark. We did for Father's Day, and this was a dessert that we used to celebrate that special occasion as well. Here's another where you can actually see the chocolate delight in the picture. And also wanted to introduce a book to you that you can order from the library. The title is called Celebrate, and it's available at the main library and in Gibsonburg. You can also get it on Hoopla and Libby in digital format, and this has over 43 menus and 350 knockout recipes to help you celebrate your own family birthdays or celebrations. Well, let's get started. In Chocolate Delight, when you go to the store, you could make this at home. I always get mine at either Kroger's or Walmart. You're going to want to buy a large angel food cake. As you can see, it's not in there right now because I've prepared it just to show you. The first step in this is break up that angel food cake into about 1-inch pieces. If you have a helper at home, it's a nice way that they can be involved as you're making the recipe. The next step is to heat butter in a saucepan. When I get butter, I go with regular butter, unsalted. And I've done that ahead of time. I'm going to grab that now. I usually use the saucepan to melt the chocolate pieces and the butter together. And you're going to want to use a half a stick of butter and about 6 ounces of chocolate. And you're going to melt it together until it's kind of creamy. And then set that aside to cool once it's been blended. Okay, so your next step, once you've melted your butter and your chocolate together, is going to be to separate 4 eggs. So you're going to put the egg whites in one bowl and 4 yolks in another. So here I have my egg yolks. You're just going to mix them up so the yolks are all together. And then the egg whites, if you've never done this, know it might take a few minutes to get your egg whites with a beater to have stiff peaks. So I have that done as well. And so you can see it real quick before it falls out of the pan. So those have already been done. But then you are going to take your chocolate mixture, which I have over here, and combine it with your egg yolks. It's one thing I love about this recipe. It is so simple. If you had an Instant Pot or if you have a camper with a stove, it's easily do when you're camping or, like I said, for a special occasion at home. And you're going to mix those egg yolks and the chocolate all together. Okay. And then we're going to add together our egg whites and our egg yolks. Now when you do that, you don't want to mix it a lot, just enough to combine the ingredients. This dessert is very rich and creamy, and don't know if you can see as I'm mixing here. Looks kind of fluffy. Now as I'm mixing, I'll tell you the next ingredient is something I've had out of the refrigerator for about an hour, and that is whipped topping or Cool Whip. You could also use heavy whipping cream, and if you do that, you're going to want to add a little bit more sugar to your recipe. We're using 2 tablespoons of sugar with regular whipped topping. You would want to use 4 tablespoons of sugar if you use heavy whipping cream. And with that heavy whipping cream, you would want to beat that with a blender until it's thick and creamy, kind of like we did with our egg whites. I'm going to add the 2 tablespoons of sugar now. There's 1 and 2. And then mix that up again. Okay, so it's looking like a lighter color of brown now. And the next part is to add that whipped topping. As you can see, I've got a little Post-it note save on there. Because in our house, if you don't put a save Post-it note on something, there's a good chance if it's something sweet, like whipped cream, that it's gonna get eaten. So this has been in our deep freezer until an hour or so ago, and then it's de-thawed just enough so you can mix it together with Chocolate Delight. And now I have used just a regular smaller container in the past, but I really like to use, and I like how it turns out with the bigger container of whipped topping. So you're just gonna mix that together, then kind of fold it in. And kind of just punch it down and fold it together. And you could try using dark chocolate if you like dark chocolate. If you want it to be really rich, you could add more chocolate than the 6 ounces. It's kind of been fun to play with this recipe over the years, but I've actually used less chocolate than the original recipe, and I love chocolate. So you can see it's kind of looking lumpy. I like how as you're mixing, there's darker chocolate. It looks darker. But now that we've got it all up, like I showed you before, we've got our broken up pieces of angel food cake. I'm going to pour that over about half of the mixture, maybe a third, and then stop. Then you're going to want to move the angel food around so that it seeps underneath the pieces. As you can see, I'm just moving that angel food cake around and coating it, letting that chocolate delight seep underneath, and then we're going to pour some more on the top. This is a great dessert for summertime, especially because you can freeze it or put it in a cooler, again, if you're camping. It is so easy and quick to make, especially if you've had a big day swimming or if you've done a lot of walking or biking. It's a nice treat for the end of your day. So then I'm just going to smooth that over the top. And the only thing else you would need if you were doing this for a birthday would be your candles. I'll be done to show you here in just a moment. Here is our chocolate delight dessert. When you're done, you can just stick it in the freezer or the refrigerator until you're ready to serve. If you have any questions about this recipe, feel free to call the Gibsonburg Library during our opening hours and ask for Carol. The number there is 419-637-2173. I'd love to see or hear what you do for your special family occasions. Feel free to send me a picture on Facebook or to that Gibsonburg Library email address, which is carol.montgomery@burchard, BIRCHARD.lib.oh.us. Thanks for joining in. Bye.